Hello, everyone, and welcome to the big show. This is Investing and Trading Live, sponsored by Online Trading Academy. If you're a first time listener, thanks for stopping by. My name is Josh Lilquist, and we are happy to have you with us today. As always, he is a horse enthusiast. He's back in the saddle. My good friend and my good pal, Mr. Al Connickson, on the show. I can't even say your last name today. How are you doing today?
You did finally pronounce it correctly. And
Too much coffee.
I am doing just fine, Josh. How are you doing?
I'm doing really good. I'm glad to have you back here today on the show because we have a big, exciting show this week. We have a lot of news announcements this week.
Big week.
Fed fund rates on Wednesday, unemployment Thursday. The pound, Great Britain pound had an interest rate decision on Thursday as well.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of phenomenal moves in these markets, and in this whole thing with the interest rates, it's really driving a lot of opportunity, especially for our students here at Online Trading Academy. And that's what we're going to talk about here today on the show on Investing and Trading Live, is how to take advantage of opportunities that's presenting themselves in the stock market. We're seeing a lot of great moves, which is a lot of volatility. That's exactly what you want to see in trading investing, is volatility. So we're going to talk about that today. We're going to get into some different techniques and concepts on the futures market, the Forex market, but also the options market. Basically what that means is we're going to introduce, as we do every single week to our listeners, how to use and be efficient with the capital that you have.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people think you have to have hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars or millions of dollars to be in the financial markets. Well, that's not the case. You just haven't been taught how to be efficient with your capital. So before we get going on that, our sponsor, Online Trading Academy, teaching people just like you how to trade and invest for over 25 years, actually on their 26th year. Local here in Bloomington. I've been here for several years, and we've been having a lot of people come to these investing classes that we'll invite you to here in a little bit, for everyday people to get started in these financial markets. But Al, with these great moves we've been seeing in these markets, the volatility has been phenomenal for all asset classes.
Mm-hmm.
What's your opinion on the market, and do you have any opinions moving forward as well?
Yeah, my opinion is that these volatile markets are fantastic markets for people that know how to take advantage of them. You mentioned that you don't have to have millions, or I don't know if you mentioned billions, but you don't have to be a millionaire, billionaire to be active in these markets. But actually what we do is we use what they're doing to our advantage.
We want to know what they're doing and trade like them.
Right. Yeah. The smart way to do things is really to kind of piggyback on the people that have shown and proven success over the years. And that's kind of what we do.
But why do we want to piggyback on them? Why are they presenting opportunities, or can we see what they're doing if big money is in the market? Why is that?
Yeah, well, think about it. If you are entering a position, whether you're a trader or investor, let's just say you're buying a stock, what do you want to have happen to the value of the stock?
Well, if you're buying it, you want it to go up.
Absolutely. The only way you're going to benefit if it goes up. If you are on the opposite side of the market, and we'll talk about this later, but if you are short, if you're shorting a stock, you want the price to go down. So it really gets down to being able to identify when price is going to go in the direction that you want it to go, and go far enough to provide a profit for you. Those directions and the movement of those assets are really impacted by the people that have hundreds of millions or billions of dollars to trade.
So they're creating these moves. So essentially, we want to jump on their coattails and ride along with them.
Right. And we show people how to read a price chart, because everything you need to know is on a price chart. You should be able to look at what we call a candlestick chart, just like a radiologist would look at an X-ray and say, oh, this is a good trade. This is a good place to take a position. Doesn't even make any difference what the asset is. Is there a good trade there? You can have the best company in the world, but it's not a good investment because the price is too high. Yep. So you have to know if it's a good investment. How do you identify that on a price chart? Because all you need to know is when the price is going to move in your favor and how far it's going to go.
We have a lot of great conversations, and usually conversations start with a question and they answer the question. And I'm glad you did not answer my question of what is your opinion on the market, because you know why? It doesn't work. It doesn't work. It doesn't matter. And that's why you're really explaining what's important in the financial markets. Yeah. And that's to find out who's moving the market and do what they do. I'm really glad you brought that up.
Yeah, you want to be confused? Watch Bloomberg or CNBC. Watch a financial show all day long. You will get opinions on both sides of the market from people that really seem to know what they're talking about. How can that be? How can one person saying the market's going to go one direction be right and somebody else with facts saying it's going to go the other direction be right? And it doesn't make any difference. All you need to know is when that is going to happen, when the direction is going to change or when it's going to move a certain direction, how you take advantage of that.
Yeah, that's almost common sense too. I'm glad you brought that up because it's pretty common sense that if two different people that are so-called experts in the market, if they're saying two separate things, it's designed to confuse the public, and that's why it's so important, like you were talking about earlier, to identify on a price chart, which is a candlestick chart. It's kind of like a story.
It is a story.
To make smart investing decisions based off of facts and not opinion. I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah, because there's all sorts of opinions out there. It will just confuse you. You can even go to the library. Look at all the books, the financial books that are there, or Barnes & Noble, one of the bookstores.
Do those still exist?
They're still around, and they have hundreds of books on different ways of approaching the market, different financial strategies. And really, it really just gets down to what I just said. It's when price is going to move. Is it going to move in your direction? How do you determine that? How far is it going to go? It all gets down to education. It sounds easy. Really, what I just said is what everybody knows is you buy low, and then you get the profit and you sell high. Well, the problem is the public does exactly the opposite.
Exactly.
And why? It's because of emotions. It's the psychological impact that people... They follow other people. And so they wait until they see something move far enough in one direction so they feel comfortable. They jump in. That might be exactly the point at which the institutions are selling.
Yeah, that's been a really good discussion, Al. You've had some good comments there and great insight because we want to trade like the institutions, not against them. But how you do that, you have to have a strategy. You have to have a strategy. An Online Trading Academy has developed that strategy over 25 years, teaching people just like you how to trade and invest. And that's what you need is a step-by-step approach to the market. That way you talk about emotions, remove those emotions, remove those opinions, and base your financial decisions based off of facts, whether you're looking for a trading strategy, an income strategy, or a retirement strategy, 401k and IRA. We teach all that stuff in these investing classes that I have some spots for people that want to text in right now. So get your phones ready. So we're going to talk about an investing class. It's a 2-hour class here locally. Al teaches these. I teach these as well. And these are classes where we've taught thousands, just like you, are many strategies which are designed to teach you to make better investing decisions. So text the word investing to the number 210 right now for 2 seats. Text investing to the number 210 for 2 seats for this investing class. Most people bring their spouse, so you can bring a guest with you. Just let us know so we don't overbook the room. Text investing to the number 210. Al, coming up next, we got some stocks to talk about. We want to talk about Apple. Roughly 4 to 6 weeks ago, we talked about a trading opportunity for our listeners, and that is now closed out. We're going to talk about that coming up, and also some opportunities for income strategies. This is Josh and Al, Investing and Trading Live. We'll be right back.